This is the Tom Bigby Tales podcast. I'm Shannon Evans, and I write about a small town in northeast Mississippi called Columbus. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Tennessee Williams home and how it was almost given away. The CVB in Columbus is tasked to promote tourism and to preserve and protect historical places in the town per their own statements by Carpenter in this dispatch. The Tennessee Williams building was moved from its original site at St. Paul's Episcopal Church property to its current location across the street. The CVB created a welcome center in the Williams home, and it is one of the first buildings seen by visitors entering Columbus from the west. The CVB created the Columbus Cultural Historic Foundation as a nonprofit to run that welcome center and to manage grants and donations for various areas preservation projects and for preservation of the Williams home, as well as its continued care, operation, and restoration. The CVB board then made themselves the nonprofits board, as well as making Nancy Carpenter the director of the foundation as well. For many years, Carpenter was paid for both roles. The board at the CVB would put on their foundation board hats and create a budget for the year, then send it over to the CVB board. They would then put back on their CVB hats and vote on the budget. Once approved, they would send the money to the foundation coffers. This carried on for years until a new attorney, John Brady, was appointed. The question came up when new CVB board members raised a question about the ethics of serving on both boards. Brady sent the CVB's board members' concerns to the state's Ethics Commission. In the meantime, the CVB board went ahead and appointed an independent foundation board. In January of 2023, the Ethics Committee came back with a recommendation to separate the two boards completely and to remove the director as soon as possible from the dual role to avoid conflict of interest. The CVB could still provide the funding, but they must remove their involvement immediately. Carpenter was angry with this ruling. She was already angry at the board as she no longer was receiving pay for acting as the foundation's director, as it had been decided by the CVB board and their attorney that she was essentially double dipping. So now she was ready to wash her hands of the foundation. She then told the CVB board at the next board meeting that she had talked to MDOT about giving the Department of Transportation and their welcome centers the Tennessee Williams Home and Welcome Center. CVB board member Joe Beckett objected. He raised valid concerns that local citizens would be outraged that a much-loved and iconic home that they were responsible for with tax dollars was suddenly given away because the CVB director was angry over an ethics ruling separating the boards. He also expressed that the public would be upset after it had been made public that the CVB was to not have any decision making regarding the control of the foundation, and her trying to give away the Tennessee Williams building appeared to be not only a conflict of interest, but vindictive as well. According to board members, the board's attorney spoke up and confirmed Beckett was correct. Brady also went further to state the CVB director, Nancy Carpenter, should definitely not be having any conversations on behalf of the foundation, and the CVB board certainly would not approve any such discussions. Why on earth was she not fired with cause right then and there? This was a direct violation of the ethics concerns that had already been raised and ruled upon. Why does she think she has the right to just give away a piece of property to another state entity as if it was her own private property? How petty can Director Carpenter be? I'll tell you exactly how petty she could be. After this incident, where Beckett called out her behavior and demonstrated exactly how it was a conflict of interest and in direct violation of a state ethics ruling, she went to the mayor and to John Holloman at the Board of Supervisors office, and without so much as a discussion with Beckett, she accused him of plotting to have her removed from the CVB director's position. A bald-faced lie. It was all because he publicly called out her highly unethical behavior in a board meeting, like he should, as a board member. You see, when things don't go the way Babs the Bamboozler wants them, like a thief in the night, she skulks around and does her dirty deeds. She almost succeeded in giving away the iconic Tennessee Williams home less than a year ago. What else has she done that we don't even know about? Why does she think the rules and ethics that govern the CVB do not apply to her? Why would anyone ever trust her? She needs to go now. Should Columbus tourism really be faced with 6 more months of this? I don't think so.